At really any level, to be a successful guard, you've got to be able to score, but more importantly, pass out of that pick and roll action. It inherently creates a disadvantage. Now, it can be a little bit difficult to see all the options here, but once you understand what you're looking for, it's going to be a lot easier to see it in game. Let's go over it all. So what you'll notice off the pick and roll is that we're not as much looking for open teammates, but more so defenders who have collapsed or rotated to leave teammates open. So the first thing that I have to cover is that key defender you're looking at, the weak side help defender. Notice what happens as the big man rolls. If this player steps over, normally there's going to be an open teammate on the weak side. So look back behind that screen where you came from. If they don't step over, what happens? Then that's the pocket or dump off pass we've all seen. Now, of course, it gets more complex than that, but it's a start. And that's the foundation of how the best pick and roll players make plays. Now, a few other options. If you can get into the paint, there will be players open. It's an almost unbreakable rule of basketball. The closer you get to the rim, the more players have to collapse and try to help. As a result, someone will damn near always be open. So sometimes we do want to get all the way into the paint. But is it worth it if we can make a pass earlier? It really just depends. Quick passes are sometimes the best, even more so against the zone. As soon as you see that defender collapse in, sometimes it's best not to waste any time, because players will stunt in sometimes, and that's a quick pass. And one rule is that passes move faster than defenders. Same thing with passing to the roll man. Especially when you have a good playmaking big, being able to dump it off quickly to them and let them create against that 4-on-3 situation is a great option. The Warriors really popularized this. Defenders would have to blitz or play up on Steph, so he'd just dump it off quickly to Draymond or whoever, who would then have an easy 4-on-3 situation to maneuver. It may not technically be your assist, but best believe Steph gets his credit for making all these happen. But even though that quick dump off is a great option and it can open up a lot, try not to rush when dumping it off to that rolling big man. If you have to be patient and wait for defenders to ease off of you, that's okay. Like here, he's open now, but it would be a risky pass. So he's patient and he waits to make that pass when he can comfortably. And because sometimes you want to read that key defender that we talked about. Try to give him a chance to commit to one or the other. Also, if you get to that baseline off the screen, there's a pretty good chance that the man in the opposite corner will be open for a spot up. Defenders are always scrambling off of pick and roll situations, so this is something to look for.
Yeah, they need his offense. Frazier.
Now let's talk about delivery. One, you have to be able to make overhead passes. Not only is this a more powerful pass to make these longer snap passes, you're also releasing it higher, which makes it more possible to release this over tall defenders. Second is a one-hand swing pass. One-hand passes overall are huge here, because we need to get from the dribble into the pass so swiftly. In most situations, we don't have much time to waste, so this has to be a clean, quick pass. Also, you always hear no jump passes. Well, I'd make a change to that rule and say no jump passes when there's some uncertainty. Because when you're certain that someone's open, these can be valuable. Like Luka jumping here because he knows he has to release over a defender. Finally, be prepared to pass high and be prepared to pass low, especially to that roll man. You never know where defenders' hands will be. Simple as that. And always remember, it doesn't have to be an assist every time. As long as it sets up the offense for an advantage situation and gets defenders chasing, it was a good pass, even if it doesn't show up on your stat sheet. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at ByAnyMeansBasketball for a lot more.